तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीशाखान्वितंश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महादन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णचैतन्यमनोभीष्टे हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीनाथ राधा तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। You can chant along with me. Can be muted. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevasishyate Ishavasamidam Sarvam Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Yena Tyaktena Banchita Krita Pashyasvittanam. So, in yesterday's verse, the 12th verse, that we saw that 12th verse. So we saw the comparison between demigod worship and worship of impersonal Brahman in the wrong way. So demigod worship, the correct demigod worship according to the Vedas, it will give pious benefits, and it will people may, yeah, the person may go to heaven and all. But again he will return to the earth, and he will be in the stuck in the material world only. So in that way it leads to darkness, because material world is a world of darkness and spiritual world is a world of light. Then they Prabhupada also talks about a show of worship of demigods. That is that is that is yeah, it has some mistakes, but still it also may give some sukruti and some attraction to sadhus, etc. The example is of like the worship of politicians or worship for recreation, etc. Worship to show that somebody is good, to show that oneself is good, etc. And then there is a show of worship or an improper worship of demigods with an improper conception, with a wrong conception. That is understanding that everything is Brahman and even demigods are also Brahman. By worshipping them, I can become Brahman. I can become God. So that is with that conception, uh, definitely it's not going to give the promised benefits, and it will make one deride the position of demigods. They will disrespect demigods. They will take them cheaply. They will take them as just a means to achieve some end. They will not accept authority of demigods, and so that way it is more dangerous, and it is one is like disobeying the Vedas, misinterpreting the Vedas. So that way that will make them one sinful, and eventually it may land them up in hell. In that way, like worshipping this impersonal Brahman through demigod worship or through some other means, even through bhakti, that is more dangerous than the bona fide demigod worship prescribed by Vedas. Yeah, yesterday somebody asked about refutation of Parichedavad. So the upadhis basically mean identification with the body and the world and the people in the world. They say that exists in Pratibhashika and Vyavaharika level, which means as when one is ignorant or when one comes to understanding, but not when one is realized, not in Paramarthika level. But the fact is, like Jiva Goswami says, the fact is still that Brahman is getting covered, which it should not happen. Prabhupada also gives that, also like criticizes that analogy, like that analogy is air in the pot and air outside the pot is same, but chemically it is not exactly same because they may have different composition, and the molecules are also, they are different, they are individual entities, cannot say it is same. So that way Prabhupada points out. Then there is so then Bhagavad Gita also says that Moghasha Mogha Karmano Mogha Jnana Vichetasa Rakshasi Mashuram Chaiva Prakritim Mohini Shita. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. So when they do this kind of wrong activities, then they'll also develop wrong knowledge, which is like disrespecting demigods and disrespecting Vedas, etc. Then that way they will eventually go to lower species of life, like demons, etc. Another place, this Prabhupada also added this reference. Tanaham drishat krunan samsareshu naradaman shipami ajasram ashubhan asuriv eva yonish. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast, means for a long time, not exactly perpetually, means for eternity, into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. So in that way, that's a more danger, more darker existence than those who worship demigods. Okay, so this is how we'll finish this chapter, this mantra. Now we'll go to the next verse. Okay, so today who wants to read? Okay, fine.
Can I read? Or somebody else?
No, Yashras Bro wants to read. You can read today.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna, Prabhuji.
yeah, you can read.
Yeah, my voice is clear.
Yeah, yes. Anyad evahu sambhavat.
Anyadevahu sambhavat.
Anyad ahura sambhavat.
Anyad ahura sambhavat.
Iti sushrushmadhiranam.
Iti sushrumadhiranam.
Yenastad vichachakshare.
Yenastat vichakshare.
Like earlier verse, this verse also is similar to the verse number, this is 13, so verse number 11, not 11, verse number 10. So this is also similar, but only just you have to replace Sambhavat by Vidya and Asambhavat by Avidya. Okay, the translation is, it is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause of all causes, and that another result is obtained by worshipping what is not supreme. All this is heard from the undisturbed authorities who clearly explain it. I think somebody is to be muted. Okay, so here Sambhavad refers again to correct worship of Supreme Lord, and Asambhavad is again demigod worship. Asambhavat refers to something which is dependent. Sambhavat means which is something that is independent. That's what Prabhupada is saying, supreme cause of all causes. Okay, Prabhu, you can read the first this paragraph.
Yes, Vijay. The system of hearing from undistributed authorities is approved in this mantra. Unless one hears from a bona fide acharya who is never disturbed by the changes of material world, one cannot have the real key of transcendental knowledge. The bona fide spiritual master who has also heard the Shruti mantras or Vedic knowledge from his undisturbed acharya never present anything that is not mentioned in the Vedic literature.
Okay. Okay, so here Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada already in the previous 10th verse also he explained about Dhira, Adhira. So we just have to revise. So again, he is telling about Acharya who is not disturbed by changes of the material world. So can take around 4 minutes and you can do this exercise. So give examples from Shastra of spiritual masters who are not bona fide. Bhagavatam, some are there and some other. CC also you get some. Give examples from Shastra of spiritual masters who are bona fide. You will get many. Then what are the disadvantages of a spiritual master following a spiritual master who is not bona fide? So what are disadvantages? Bona fide just not mean he doesn't have the qualifications of spiritual master and okay. Another thing he is not connected to Parampara, both. And what are advantages of following a bona fide spiritual master? Can take 4 minutes, then we'll discuss. Okay, so for the first question,
Can I answer, Prabhuji?
okay,
Shukracharya.
okay, okay, Yashras bro, we have some other.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
So
yes.
in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada mentioned there is one king whose name was Arhat, who started the modern version of Jainism. So he
Okay,
was
okay.
not in the parampara. He man-made some rules.
Good, good, good. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Of course, there are also some Brahmanas who guide Indra, no? That he can kill Vritrasur and they will perform some yajna. So that is also an example. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat, it comes, I think, mostly where Nityananda Prabhu takes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to one sannyasi, you know, who has a wife and who offers them liquor. So that is also an example. Okay. For second, then raise hand. This is
Can I
easy.
answer?
Okay, Yashras Prabhu can tell.
Hare Krishna ji. There is a lots of example, but I choose only one. Narad Muni.
With
Because he's coming into the every parampara, even not even our parampara. All four parampara have Narad.
okay, okay, fine. Not just parampara, but yeah, he's giving pure knowledge.
Yeah.
And, fine. Okay, and he's self-control. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
ईश्वरपुरी और संदीपनी मुनि.
Okay, good. Sandipani Muni is not exactly a spiritual master. He was just teaching Vedic knowledge, I think. But okay, fine. Okay, any others? Okay, fine. Okay, for the third, what are disadvantages of following a spiritual master? Yes, Pro Rahul Pro, we can try.
Hare Krishna was done, Pranam.
Yeah.
So I have mentioned few points from the earlier classes that
Yeah.
you gave us. Like if someone follows a spiritual master who is not bona fide, then whatever knowledge will be imperfect knowledge, which will lead to more darker planets or to the more ignorance,
Okay, okay.
and
Good.
they will not be able to realize who is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Let's also hear from others. Thank you.
Can I say?
Yes, Pro, we can tell.
If we are not following a bona fide spiritual master, then the spiritual knowledge will not be enlightened in the heart.
Okay, okay. Yes, Pro. Okay, Shrikant Pro wanted to say.
One thing is that we may not understand the truth as it is, because there may be some interpretations of because it's not coming in parampara.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So one thing is, yeah, definitely we'll have wrong knowledge. And okay, any other point? Vishwas Pro want to say any other point?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So the spiritual master is not a bona fide, it may be chance he has some his personal motive, and whatever he
Correct.
gives knowledge completely comes from the Shastra.
Yeah.
And the last point, because Krishna already said, evam parampara praptam, we have to go with the parampara. That's why if he is not coming to any parampara, or maybe because parampara have some assurance, because knowledge is everywhere. Books have also knowledge, but
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So one thing is
so
he may.
yeah.
Okay. So
Yes,
one
please.
thing. Okay. So one thing is he may have ulterior motives. Another is correct. Though he may give correct knowledge, but he may have ulterior motives. And another is he may give wrong knowledge and incomplete and worse is wrong knowledge. And yeah, third is also if they don't have proper behavior, we also may get misdirected. Means we may get contaminated also by such people's association. So that is also there. Okay, for fourth is obvious, but I can just tell. For fourth, okay, yes, Pro, you can tell. Rahul Pro.
Prabhuji, for the fourth, like if we follow a bona fide spiritual master, the first thing that we will get is the correct philosophy, and we will not follow some bogus knowledge. The second thing is the purification of the soul. Once we follow the instruction of a correct spiritual master, then automatically we will be in the path of Krishna Bhakti.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, they can give us the correct mantra, which is the
Okay.
initiation.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
Spiritual master can connect us to Krishna through parampara. We can get the mercy of Krishna through parampara.
Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Can I answer?
Okay, Ravi Roshan Prabhu, you want to answer?
Well, actually, I have a doubt. Like the devotees like Tukaram or Mirabai, they are pure devotees. So, can anyone accept their authority? Because they are pure devotee, but they are not coming in the faith. How do you think?
Authority means that's what Guru Sadhu Shastra. So if they are following the Shastra and Sadhus also approve, then that is fine. One thing, maybe you can take Siksha from them, may not be Diksha. That we have to see, that if they are following the Shastra and all, they are meeting the qualifications of spiritual master, yeah, that is fine. But best is to take from those who are in parampara or the four sampradayas, because there is a check and balance, and there is more, like, okay, after they leave, then also you need some inspiration, and so that way more authenticity in society, at least it will be more authentic. So these are benefits of it. Okay.
Can I
Yes,
answer,
Raj,
Vibhu?
yes, bro, you can answer.
Actually, we'll be able to achieve our goal if we are following a bona fide spiritual master.
Okay, yes, good. Okay,
Hare
Raj, bro, you
Krishna.
can. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, I am clearing one thing. Actually, Tukaram and Mirabai both are in parampara, because Tukaram's Guru Maharaj is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Prabhupada mentioned in the CC when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes into Pandharpur, and also there is one Abhang of Tukaram where he mentioned that his guru was Keshav Chaitanya or Raghav Chaitanya, something like that, and he's come into the earth to spreading the Sankirtan Andolan. So I heard in His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj lecture, and Mirabai's guru also, I think she is in Ramanandi Sampradaya. So
I don't know. They generally don't worship Krishna.
no,
You have to
actually,
check.
I am from Rajasthan background, so I know about that. His guru was Raidas, who is a disciple of Ramanandacharya.
Okay. That may be possible. Sometimes you may able to connect it. Sometimes because of lack of history, it may not be possible. But once one can check through Shastra and all. And this, of course, whether everyone accepts it that way or not, that is also that's the best. Safe is to accept in the four principal sampradayas.
Actually, Prabhuji, Mirabai has a guru. I have heard about it.
Okay.
Yes, she has a guru in Vrindavan.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Bro, you can read in the Bhagavad Gita 9.2.
In the Bhagavad Gita 9.25, it is clearly said that those who worship the Pitras and forefathers attain the planet of forefathers. That he gross materialist who make plans to remain here, stay in this world, and that be devotee of Lord worship none but Lord Krishna, the supreme cause of all causes, reach him to his spiritual sky. Here also in Sri Ishopanishad it is verified that one achieve different result by different mode of worships. If we worship the Supreme Lord, we will certainly reach him in his eternal abode. And if we worship demigods like the sun god and the moon god, we can reach their respective planet without a doubt. And if we wish to remain on this rich planet with our planning commissions and our straw cap political adjustment, we can certainly do that also.
Okay, So Prabhupada is basically explaining this verse of Bhagavad Gita, Yanti Deva Vrita Deva, Pitrin Yanti Pitri Vrita, Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja, Yanti Mad Yajino Bhima. So if you worship Devatas, you will go to Devata, the place where the place of Devatas, which is generally Swarga. And Pitrin Yanti Pitri Vrita, those who worship Pitris, they will go to the place of Pitri worshippers. They may not go to the place where those Pitris are staying, but they'll go to a place where Pitri worshippers stay. Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja, those who worship ghosts and spirits, they will go to that place. Then Yanti Mad Yajinobhima, which Krishna himself is telling. If we worship Krishna, then you will go to the place of Krishna, which is Goloka, Vaikuntha, etc. Okay, Pro, you can read this small paragraph.
Yes.
Nowhere.
Nowhere in an authentic scripture this says that one will ultimately reach the same goal by doing anything or worshipping anyone. Such foolish theories are offered by self-made spiritual masters who have no connection with the parampara, the bona fide system of discipline succession.
Okay.
Yatomat tatopat.
Yeah. So this is Prabhupada is referring to this Yatomat Tatopat, which means whatever way you go, you will reach the same destination. If you see the different processes, they have different destinations. Like if somebody follows Karma Yoga, then they will get purified, and the path of Karma Yoga prepares one for Jnana Yoga. Means it produces that detachment in the heart by which they are enabled to practice Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is like the destination is Brahman. They merge their consciousness with Brahma Jyoti. They don't become Brahman, but Raja Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, it leads to Paramatma, or also it can be Brahman. Bhakti Yoga is Bhagavan, then or love of God, you can say. Demigod worship, it leads to Swarga. And social service, it's a pious thing. So we see that the different paths, they have different destinations, but it's wrong to say that no, all paths lead to the same destination. And how they make this thing is, as we studied yesterday, that all like these entities like Karma Yoga means mainly object is demigods. They say that is also Brahman. Brahman is Brahman, and Paramatma is also Brahman, in mode of goodness or whatever. Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavan is also Brahman in mode of goodness. So they say that and social service, they say Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. Human beings, all other human beings are also Brahman. So if you worship that Brahman, then you'll be freed from illusion, and then you will also realize you are Brahman. So that way they'll make this concoction, but which is not correct as if we see the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita and all. Which is not correct according to what is described in Bhagavad Gita. Now Prabhupada explains this with an analogy. Basically, if you do like this, you may attract many people. So their thing is they can build national unity based on this, or they can bring together and they can serve the society. That is their thing. But it's not wrong to have the goal, or that we should unite society together. But it should be on a proper basis, not on a concocted basis. That is wrong. Okay, so you can read the bona fide spiritual master.
The bona fide spiritual master cannot say that all paths leads to the same goal, and that anyone can attain this goal by his own mode of worship of demigod or the supreme whatever. Any common man can very easily understand that a man can reach his destination only he has purchased a ticket for that destination. A person who have purchased a ticket for Kolkata can reach Kolkata, but not Bombay. But so-called spiritual masters say that and all path will take one to the supreme goal. Such mundane and uh, compromising offer attract many foolish creatures who become puffed up with their manufactured method of spiritual realization. The Vedic instruction, however, do not uphold them.
Okay, thank you. So because now when they get more followers, definitely they may, it's very much possible because again they are not following the right processes. So they may not get purified properly. So definitely there is a chance that they may get puffed up. And they may advertise themselves as very great. Already they have a conception that they have become God, and these things add more to that. And these things will keep them more in illusion. Means the philosophy itself keeps them in illusion, and when they become popular and all, that will add to that illusion. So you can just take example like somebody is like working in a Chinese company, Chinese MNC. Then they can only expect themselves that they can be on promotion, they may get placed in China, but not in America. If you want to go to America, then you have to you have to take job in a American MNC. So then it is possible, it may be possible that you can be transferred there. So that's why. So whatever path you take, your destination is fixed. So there you will go, not other way. Okay. So it is a science. These are all proper sciences. Yeah. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, they're all well established, time tested sciences, and they work scientifically. Okay. Just by our concoction, those things will not change. Okay, Pro, you can read unless one has received knowledge.
Unless one has received knowledge from the bona fide spiritual master, who is the recognized line of discipline succession, one cannot have the real thing as is this Krishna. Tells the Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Shall I read the shloka?
Yeah, read.
Yeah. Evam param param praptam imam rajarshaya vidu sa kalen mahatam yogo nashto parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of discipline succession, and saintly kings understand in that way. But in cause of time, the succession was broken, and therefore science as it is, it appears to be lost.
Okay. Yes.
Shall I continue, please?
Yeah, continue.
When Lord Shri Krishna was present in this earth, the Bhakti Yoga principle defined in Bhagavad Gita had come distorted. Therefore, the Lord had to re-establish the discipline system, beginning with Arjun, who was the most confidential friend and devotee of Lord. The Lord early told Arjuna Bhagavad Gita 4.3 was because Arjuna was his devotee and friend that he could understand the principle of Bhagavad Gita. In other words, only the Lord's devotee and friend can understand the Gita. This also means that one who is follow the path of Arjuna can understand the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. So, see, this is a common principle also. For effective learning to happen, so one is we should have respect for the teacher. Then only we'll hear attentively. Then we'll receive the knowledge. Then we should also have the interest in the subject. If we have interest in the subject, then only we will understand the subject. Means then only we'll contemplate and we want to know more, we want to clear our doubts, then we'll understand the knowledge properly. Then practice of subject. So unless you have the ability and you have that motivation to practice the subject, practice what you learn, then your understanding will further deepen and you will also realize it. Means you will be able to see it through practice also, not just theoretical understanding, but practical understanding also you will have. You will develop. So that way the learning will be complete and effective. So the same thing, if Arjuna here is, Krishna is saying that his friend, so that way Arjuna has respect for Krishna. Respect, or it's more than respect. Then he is a devotee. Devotee means he is interested in and learning about devotion, and he's a devotee means he's also practicing what he's learning. So that way, that is how Arjuna can understand the Bhagavad Gita properly. And if you have to also understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to follow the footsteps of Arjuna, which means should have respect for the teacher, we should have interest in bhakti, which you can say in some way faith, and we should practice also. So then we can understand it properly. Same thing like outside world, professional world, if you see, you're learning, if you join a company, you'll be under training. So the training, you should have respect for the person. At least you should have appreciation for the knowledge he has and the way he's teaching and all. So then you will hear from him. Then you should also have interest. If you have interest in music, you should not be joining a software company. So you have interest, then you will learn, and you should also practice. So then you'll learn properly. Then you'll get appreciation for what you're doing. You can get promotion. You can grow. So the same way, even in devotional service, these three elements are important to learn. Because the more we know, then more we can grow. Something like that. Okay, Pro, we can read at the present moment.
At the present moment, there are many interpreter and translator of the sublime dialogue who care nothing for Lord Krishna or Arjun. Such interpreter explain the words of Bhagavad Gita in their own way and uh,
Postulate.
postulate all postulate all sort of rubbish in the name of the Gita. Such interpreter believe neither in Shri Krishna nor in eternal award. How they explain the Bhagavad Gita?
Okay, thank you. So yesterday we were discussing about Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So he basically wanted to instigate people to fight against British. So he took that kind of meaning from Gita. That scene, Krishna is also telling to fight, so you should fight against British. So that is not the right. That is what Gita is telling. Basically, you should do your prescribed duty for the pleasure of Krishna. So that is the thing. No, so that is a speculation. So, and Prabhupada also speaks about Radha Krishna. Means Sarvepilli Radha Krishna. His interpretation of Gita. When Krishna says Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakta, he says no, you should surrender to the inner Krishna, the super soul within Krishna, not the Krishna outside. So that is again a speculation. So like that, there are around at least hundreds of commentaries on Gita. So that's why Prabhupada named his Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay. You have some question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, my question is that those who are written their own Gita, so I believe that they are using some mystical words, like which is very juggly word, which is very attractive people. So is it right, Prabhuji? Just you said they said Krishna's inner soul and something like that.
Yeah, that creates some kind of mysticism. Means if you normally tell you should do your duty and all, that is something. See, people want something new. So that is always there. So that's why one of the important thing is we should try to present our philosophy in a relevant way, and also an attractive way. Attractive way means using some play of words, that way. Means it is possible to present normal things also in an attractive way. It's not. So that is something that is our homework. You cannot expect everything for acharyas to do. Yeah. And speculation nowadays means the culture is people don't want to be told what they should do, but they want to hear something which appears spiritual but doesn't tell any practical action. So that is something that is the thing with the current generation also. Okay, so when it comes to interpretation, so there is two ways of understanding the text. One is Mukhya Vritti, means taking the literal meaning. So if you say cow gives milk, yeah, it is very clear. The meaning is very clear. Cow gives milk. Yes. So you know what cow looks like, and yeah, such animals give milk. That is it. But there is something called as Gauna Vritti. So when that's an indirect meaning. Suppose if you say that there is a village on Ganga, but actually it's not like a village is being there on Ganga and people are living on water. or no, they are living on boat, so that's why they're calling the village on Ganga. No, it's a village on the banks of Ganga. So that is what it means. So Gavana Vritti needs to be used when literal meaning is not clear. So here in this thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that. He speaks about Mayavad philosophy. The translation is the absolute truth is described in the Upanishads and Brahma Sutra, but one must understand the verses as they are. That is the supreme glory in understanding. Yeah, as you're telling, it has become fashionable since the time of Shankaracharya to explain everything regarding the Shastras in an indirect way. Scholars take pride in explaining everything in their own way, and they declare that one can understand the Vedic scriptures in any way he likes. This any way you like method is foolishness, and it has created havoc in the Vedic culture. One cannot accept scientific knowledge in his own whimsical way. Yeah, we can read. In the science of mathematics, for example, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and one cannot make it equal 3 or 5. Yet, although it is not possible to alter real knowledge, people have taken to the fashion of understanding Vedic knowledge in any way they like. It is for this reason that we have presented Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, we will go to the next verse. The translation is Sripad Shankaracharya has described all the Vedic literature in terms of indirect meanings. One who hears such explanations is ruined. Here he is using Gavana Vrittaye. And before he has used the word Mukhya Vrittaye. Mukhya Vrittaye. So that's what Prabhupada says. If you want to give your own philosophy, you can write your own philosophy book. Don't use Bhagavad Gita. That is proper. Okay, Prabhu, you can read. Krishna clearly says.
Krishna clearly said that only those who have lost their sense worship the demigod for planetary reward. Bhagavad Gita 7.20-23. Ultimately, he advised that one give up all ways and modes of worship and fully surrender unto him alone. Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Only those who are cleansed of all sinful reaction who can search
Can have
who
such
can
can
search
have such unflinching faith.
unfledged faith in the Supreme Lord. Other will continue, however, on the material platform.
Hovering. Yeah.
Hovering on the material platform with their planetary
Paltry
ways of worship. Thus will be misled from the real path under the false impression that all path leads to the same goal.
Okay, so yeah, they will be on the material platform. Hovering on the material platform means like yesterday we saw that they will be just rotating in the material world. From earth to they do demigod worship, they go to Swarga, and again from Swarga, once their pious credits are over, then they again come back to earth. So they will just rotate in that cycle. Now here it says the Prabhupada said that those who have lost their sense and who are not. So unless they are people, and here Prabhupada saying only those who are cleansed of all sinful reactions. But other way, those who have sinful reactions, then they will not have faith in Supreme Lord. So those who have sinful reactions means what? It means they have material desires. So material desires, to fulfill material desires, demigod worship gives quicker results. So that's why they will take to demigod worship. There is a verse in 4.12 or something, which says the similar thing. So like a student, if a student really wants to know, if a student is just after marks, so then what he doesn't, he will not worry to study. He may want to cheat in exams or something. He wants shortcuts to get good marks. He may want to have relationship to establish some good relationship with teacher and get marks and all. But if a student is serious about learning and want to have good career, then he will want to study properly. So the same thing. If somebody wants purification of heart, then he will definitely take the path of yoga, means bhakti yoga, karma yoga, whatever, jnana yoga. But if somebody wants just material things, then he will want demigod worship. Okay. Yes, bro, you can read in this mantra of Sri Upanishad.
In this mantra of Sri Upanishad, the word Sambhavat by worship of the supreme cause is very significant. The Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and everything that exists has emanated from him. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, the Lord says, Ham sarvasya prabho matta sarva
Pravartate.
pravartate iti matva bhajante maam
Buddha.
buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and the material world. The everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know the engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their heart. Hence,
Okay. Yeah. So
okay.
just a minute. So now Prabhupada is going to give various references from Shastras that show that how Krishna is supreme. Especially now Prabhupada is going to give from Vedas and Upanishads. So this is from Shruti. So as we have, if you remember, we have studied in the introduction, there is Shruti and Smriti. Generally, traditionally, Shruti is generally accepted as Vedas and Upanishads. Of course, in our Acharyas also say Puranas are included. But yeah, so main, if you have to like present Krishna consciousness to some Vedic scholars and all, these kind of references are more important. Okay, you can read.
Here is the correct description of Supreme Lord given by the Lord himself. The word Sarvasya Prabhava indicate that Krishna is the creator of everyone, including Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. And because these three principal deities of material world are created by the Lord is the creator of all that exist in the material and spiritual world. In the Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapni Upanishad 1.24, it is similarly said, he who exists before the creation of Brahma and who enlightened Brahma with Vedic knowledge is Sri Krishna. Similarly, the Narayana Upanishad 1 state, then the Supreme Person Narayan desired to create all living beings. Thus, from Narayan, Brahma was born. Narayan created all the Prajapatis. Narayan created Indra. Narayan created the 8 Vasu. Narayan created the 11 Rudras. Narayan created the 12 Aditya. Since Narayan is a plenary manifestation of Lord Krishna, Narayan and Krishna are one and the same. Narayana Upanishad 4 also state Devki's son Krishna is Supreme Lord. The identity of Narayan with the Supreme Cause has also been accepted and confirmed by Sri Pad Shankaracharya. Even though Shankara does not belong to the Vaishnava and personality cult, the Atharvaved Maha Upanishad 1 also state only Narayan exists in the beginning when either Brahma nor Shiva, nor fire nor water, nor star nor sun, nor moon exist. The Lord does not remain alone but create as his desire. Krishna himself stated in the Moksha Dharma, I created the Prajapati and the Rudras. They do not have complete knowledge of me because they are covered by the my illusionary energy. It is also stated in the Varha Puran, Narayan is the supreme personality of Godhead, and from him four-headed Brahma was manifest as well as Rudra, who later become omniscient.
Okay, then continue.
Okay. Thus, all Vedic literature confirm that Narayan and Krishna is a cause of all causes. In a Brahma Samhita, also it is says that the Supreme Lord is Sri Krishna Govinda, the delighter of every living being, and the primeval cause of all causes. The really learned person know this from evidence given by the great sages and the Vedas. Thus, they decide to worship Lord Krishna as all in all. Such person, so called Buddha, is a really learned Buddha, or really because they worship only Krishna.
Okay, thank you. So if you see these descriptions, in many places it is told about Narayan because really Krishna's worship, Krishna's knowledge about Krishna is really confidential. Yeah, when it comes, when you consider Vedas and Upanishads, it's a rare thing. Generally, it is more there in Puranas. That's why only through Parampara, it's by the mercy of Parampara, we can know about Krishna. And these descriptions are also many are in relation to the material world. It's not even for Narayan also, it's all in relation to the material world. But yes, these things are important, especially when interacting with Vedic scholars, etc. And even for our own conviction also they have. Okay. Yes, bro, you can read this.
The conviction that Krishna is all in all is established when he hears the transcendental message from the undistributed Acharya with faith and love.
Undisturbed.
Undisturbed Acharya with faith and love. One who has no faith in or love for Lord Krishna cannot be convinced of this simple truth. Those who are faithless are described in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11 as mudhas, fools or asses. It is said that the mudhas describe the personality of Godhead. Derive the personality of Godhead because they don't have complete knowledge from the undisturbed Acharya, one who is undisturbed by the
One who's
whirlpool
disturbed.
of,
Okay, sorry.
one who is disturbed by the whirlpool of material energy is not qualified to become an Acharya.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, like Prabhupada mentioned before also that if somebody is one who is being disturbed by material world means what? He has material desires and or he is also engaging in sense gratification. So if he has material desires, then obviously uh, he will not understand the knowledge. He himself will not understand the knowledge properly. And him even if and whatever knowledge he understood properly, he may also give that knowledge probably with some material motives. And he is not practicing the knowledge, so he cannot inspire also people to practice for him. So that's why one should be pure. Mudas are people who think that sense gratification is all and all, and they work hard for that. So then they will not be able to appreciate spiritual knowledge, and they will not be interested in spiritual knowledge. Okay, so here, as we also told, like we should. That's what understanding about Krishna is all in all. So for that, we need parampara, and we have to hear from a spiritual master who is coming in the parampara. So hearing, Prabhupada is stressing on hearing from with faith and love. So we can discuss something about hearing. You can take around 5 minutes and you can think about these questions. With what wrong motives one can hear, wrong purposes in hearing. Hearing means hearing the spiritual topics, means devotional topics. Mention some wrong practices or etiquette in hearing while hearing in class, what you should not do, and what is the right, how we should hear, how we can improve the quality of hearing. These are like practical things. And with what purpose we should hear. What purpose means what should be our consciousness while hearing that is the thing. Can take around 5 minutes. If you want, you can also quote some examples. Okay, then we will discuss 5 minutes. Okay, for first one. Someone raised their hand. Okay, Soni Mataji, you can tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes.
so wrong purposes might be that someone want to challenge the scriptures
Mm,
or someone want to test the authority. I mean, whoever is speaker or who, maybe someone wanted to test them.
Okay, fine. Yes. For that sake, somebody may hear to counter the philosophy. Good. Okay, Sharad Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hearing to gain knowledge so that we can impress others.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Sometime to show off others, I know that, and you don't know. And just sometimes, some people hearing for their spiritual sense enjoyment, they are hearing intimate
Okay.
pastime of Radha and Krishna. So this
Yeah.
is the wrong way,
Yeah.
because if we
Yeah.
don't have authority, we should not hear like.
Yeah. We should, if we don't have adhikar. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu is not there. Rahul Prabhu. Sorry. Rahul Prabhu, you want to say something? Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
I was saying that Prabhuji, it can be a wrong way when
Okay, sorry. Okay, Rahul Prabhu, sorry. By mistake, you are muted. Yeah, now you can tell.
Prabhuji, it can like hearing can be in a wrong way, like when we hear the knowledge and use it for making our own authority or our own followers to gain pride or respect in the society.
Okay. Yes. Good. Thank you. Or even to get some favor from the speaker also. Correct. So, and to appear that you are very good. That's what. And even it may not be even spiritual recreation. It can be even normal recreation. Because the speaker gives some good humor, so you come and hear. So that way. Okay. Now some wrong practices and etiquette while hearing. Your intention may be good, but the way you're doing hearing is not offensive or not proper. Yes, Soni Mataji, can tell.
Yes, Prabhuji. So challenging attitude should not be there. Sometimes we indirectly we do it in a challenging way. So that should not be there. And another is hearing without faith. So if we don't like something from the scriptures, we immediately have this tendency to uh, either withdraw our faith or we simply challenge the things by
Okay.
first question.
Fine. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Especially while questioning, we should not have challenging attitude. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
Being inattentive in hearing
Yes.
and doing some parallelly other work.
Yes. Good. This may happen mainly if you are hearing online class. Okay. Who else? Yashraj Prabhu, want to say?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So, while hearing, if we are not focusing and we are talking during hearing with someone,
Yeah.
and sometimes we sleep during hearing, so it
Yeah.
is not a proper way,
Yes.
because
Good.
speaker may disturb when he saw our activities.
Yeah. It will distract speaker and it can even disturb the speaker, both. Okay. And yeah, we will not be also learning properly. So
Well, can I answer?
yes, bro, you can also talk. Yes, please.
With proper focus and inattentive hearing,
Yeah.
focus is not there in hearing.
Yeah, and
It is inattentive hearing.
yes. Good. Thank you. Yeah. So basically it happens with mobile. Means one of the prime ways to either you're using mobile or you're doing something else. You're hearing something else in the mobile. That also can happen. Yeah. Okay, so now what is right etiquette and best practices for hearing? Okay, Amrita Mataji, you can tell.
Yes, Prabhu. Hearing should be submissively.
Okay, yes, submissive. Good. Okay. Next, Rahul Prabhu. I think your voice is breaking. You're not clear. You can tell now.
I think mine.
Yeah, it's breaking. If you want, you can post in chat. Otherwise, yeah, somehow it's breaking. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu can tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So we have to hear from the authorities who are in coming like acharyas and who comes in the discipline succession with the proper attention and focus. And if we have some doubt, so we have to ask question also. Because if we do not ask the question, so sometime we get the same knowledge in a wrong way. Just like if Guru asking about something, and sometime we can take it in a wrong way. For example, what are the example? So, just like in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya explain the Vedanta Sutra in a Mayavadi form. So, at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I know the Vedanta Sutra, but not in your way, because your explanation is like a covering sun with the clouds.
Yeah, yeah,
So
good,
if
good.
we have some doubt, we have to ask the questions.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, that will also speaker also will know that you have interest, and so that speaker also may appreciate if he is a proper teacher, proper teacher. Yeah. Yes. Okay, something more on how we can improve focus. If someone wants to add some more practical points, that will be.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, who's speaking.
Prabhuji, we should always hear with full faith in scriptures, even if we are not understanding or not agreeing on anything. But faith should be.
Okay. Yes, good. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu, can you tell something?
Yeah, additional to what Yashraj Prabhu said, like Pariprashnena Sevaya. So one is asking question, another is if possible we should serve the
Okay,
so the
that,
teacher so that we can understand.
okay, okay, Srimati Vasudha Mataji.
The best practice for hearing is, Prabhuji, whatever we hear, we just recollect the points and try to practice our day-to-day life.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam, that is also important. Okay. And also it is, it preferably we should hear in the association of devotees, so that environment also in a spiritual environment, so that will help. These all things will add. Because if we are just hearing alone, it's possible that, let's say you're hearing a recording and all. If there is, means if it is circumstances are like that, then that's fine, hearing live classes and all. But it's possible that we may get distracted and all. But if we hear in the association of devotees, that will help. If we are getting distracted, someone can help. Can get inspiration by seeing other devotees hearing. We can also get inspiration by others' questions, like that. Okay, Yashraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I add one point. So after hearing, we have to understand whatever the acharya and authorities say. Sometimes we hear, but we do not understand what is the what is the right message. So with our own knowledge, we have to also understand, because there is one example. Sometime Prabhupada instruct a devotee, and that instruction only for that devotee, and that was not common, but sometimes people think, oh, it's a common instruction, so they continue that thing. Because I hear one lecture in the Prabhupada, I don't know what was the name of that Maharaj. So at that time Prabhupada said, okay, you have to focus on service, so you can reduce your chanting at that time, but it is not a common. So people can take the advantage. Okay, I have lots of service, so I will not complete my prescribed rounds.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sometimes we have to understand whatever, what is the circumstances.
Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes. For the last question, with what purpose means what should be our objective in hearing while hearing? Anyone? Okay,
Hare Krishna
Shrikant
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
can I say?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. You can tell.
Shrikant Prabhu is answering.
No. You can tell. You can tell.
Second question, na Prabhuji?
No.
Yes,
Fourth.
Fourth question.
Yeah. You want to think? Then.
We should try to make a note of some key points.
Okay. Yeah. It's fine. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu, you can tell.
So the purpose for hearing should be our own spiritual progress and our own purification.
Okay.
And the motive so that we can implement it in our life.
Yes. Okay. Yashas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So the purpose of hearing and Shastras is to connect our total relationship with Krishna. Because we forget our relationship with Krishna, that's why we hear. And just by hearing, we have our desire will develop. And once in a time, Prabhupada said to one devotee, because of desire we are here, and if we have the desire to go back to Godhead, we will definitely go. So by hearing, we have to develop that desire, Krishna Darshan Lalsa. So if we develop that, so maybe it will help.
Okay, Rahul Prabhu. Your voice is good.
I'm audible now.
Yes.
Rosie, our purpose should be to understand Krishna. The main purpose of hearing should be to understand Krishna. And that can be done by hearing the lectures of Prabhupada. Because when we hear the lectures of Prabhupada, we can connect to all the acharyas in our disciplic succession. And in this way, we can understand Krishna in more better way.
Good.
And also Prabhupada example of like hearing, why hearing is important, because once we, for example, if we hear the word milk, so we remember all the qualities of milk. So similarly, if we hear the lectures or the name of the Lord, the Bhagavatam stories, we can remember Krishna also.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Soni Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji already told. So our real purpose is to know about Krishna and ultimately revive our dormant Krishna consciousness and understand Krishna through his Guna, Rupa, Rup Leela, and by Shravanam we can do.
Good. Thank you. Yes, through hearing, we learn the philosophy of Krishna consciousness.
We can say, Prabhuji, can I answer something?
Yes.
We can see Krishna through hearing, through our ears.
Yes. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so through hearing, we learn Krishna consciousness, and hearing also reminds us of Krishna consciousness. Hearing inspires us about Krishna consciousness, and yes, then so it also purifies our heart, and it will also help us develop appreciation for the devotee. You also get the desire of the speaker transfers, the knowledge of the speaker transfers, the intelligence of the speaker gets transferred, and the taste of the speaker. All these things get transferred through hearing. So that way it helps. And ultimately, it's a relish. When one becomes very advanced, hearing is just a matter of relish. Yes.
The purity of the speaker is also conveys to us. When we hear a pure devotee or a devotee who is highly advanced, that purity passes to us also. We get purified.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, thank you for all the discussion. Nice points. Okay, Yashras, you can continue before hearing the.
Before hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Arjun was disturbed by the material whirlpool, by his affection for his family, society, and community. Thus, Arjun wanted to become a philanthropic, a non-violent man of the world. But when he became Buddha, by hearing the Vedic knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from Supreme Person, he changed his decision and became a worshipper of Lord Krishna, who had himself arranged the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjun worshipped the Lord by fighting and so-called with his so-called relatives, and in this way he became a pure devotee of the Lord. Such accomplishments are possible only when one worships the Lord with the real Krishna, not some fabricated Krishna invented by the foolish men who are without knowledge of uh,
Intricacies.
intricacies of science of Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
According to the Vedanta Sutra, Sambhuta is the source of birth and sustenance, as well as the reservoir that remains after annihilation. Annihilation. Janma Dasya Yatah, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1. The Srimad Bhagavatam, the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra by the same author, maintains that the source of all emanation is not like a dead stone, but it's a abhigya, or fully conscious. The primeval Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita 7.26 that he is fully conscious the past, present, and future, and that no one, include demigods such as Shiva and Brahma, knows him fully.
Okay. So Prabhupada is saying about Sambhuta. Now Prabhupada will more highlight on how worship of Krishna. So Prabhupada told the effect of hearing. He gave an example of how Arjuna got transformed. We should hear properly from the proper source and with the proper knowledge.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, you can read this paragraph now. Certainly half educated.
Certainly, half-educated spiritual leaders who are disturbed by the tides of material existence cannot know him fully. They try to make some compromise by making the mass of humanity the object of worship, but they don't know that such worship is only a myth because the masses are imperfect. The attempt by the so-called spiritual leaders is something like pouring water on the leaves of the tree instead of the root. The natural process is to pour water on the root, but such disturbed leaders are more attracted to the leaves than the root. Despite they are perpetually watering the leaves, however, everything dries up for want of nourishment.
Okay, so here Prabhupada is again talking about Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. Basically, he's saying making the mass of humanity the object of worship. That is again like talking about Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. So it's like feeding the body and intelligence. So if you feed food, if you offer food to somebody who's hungry, or if you provide him education, that will not make a person fully happy. Of course, they are needed, but that will not make someone ultimately happy. So that's why Prabhupada compared it to watering the leaves and stem and all other things of the plant, fruits, etc. Only Krishna consciousness can make one fully happy. So it's this verse in Bhagavad Gita tells it. Yam labdva cha param labham manyate nadikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. So yam labdva cha param labham. After attaining one which that no one wants any further gain. Yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. So having situated in that position, nothing of this world can shake him from that position. So there is no further disturbance and there is no further desire. So that is the state of Krishna consciousness. And that Prabhupada is again going to describe in the next verse also about this verse from Bhagavatam. Yata taror moola nishechanena trupyanti tat skanda bhujopashaka pranopahara Tindriyanam tataiva sarvahranamachyutejya. So the yata tharor mula nishechanena. By watering the root of the tree, all the other parts of the tree get nourished. The water will flow to all the other parts of the tree. And also pranopaharacha yatendriyanam. So if you feed the stomach of the person, then all the parts of the body get nourished. So tataiva. So all the demigods, etc., everyone will get will be pleased when you worship Krishna by Achyutejya. Yeah, so then no need to offer separate sacrifices for demigods or forefathers, all these things. Okay, Prabhu, you can read Sri Yashopanishad advises us.
Sri Yashopanishad advises to pour water on the root, the source of all germination, worship of the mass humanity by rendering bodily service, which can never be perfect, is less important than service to the soul. Soul is the root that generates different types of bodies according to the laws of karma. To serve human being by medical aid, social help, and educational facilities, while at the same time cutting the throats of poor animals in slaughterhouses is no service at all to the soul, the living being. The
Yeah,
living
so
being is
just a minute. So, yeah, like somebody may fight for dog rights and all, but they want to slaughter cows. So that is an hypocrisy because they are also living beings. So why only dogs? Because you like dogs, so that that doesn't make proper sense. Yeah, to serve human beings, yeah, these things are less important. Of course, Prabhupada did not say that they are not important. They also can be done, but you should understand which is also important and you should do something about it. And Madhav Seva become when you have the proper Krishna consciousness, when you have the proper understanding of the soul and all, and you give both spiritual help as well as material help, then you can say, that time you can say Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. Like this is there also in Ranti Dev. He is feeding the people who comes for food to him, and he is even ready to sacrifice his life for that. So because he is fully conscious of Vishnu, he is very devoted to Vishnu, and he is seeing them in that way, and he is seeing them, these are all children of God, and this is my duty to feed them. So when he is seeing with that consciousness, then he can say that his Manav Seva is Madhav Seva, but not otherwise. Somebody has an impersonal conception and he just doing it as a pious activity, then you cannot call that as Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. Okay. Okay, you can read. The living being is perpetually suffering.
The living being is perpetually suffering in different types of bodies from the material miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death. The human form of life offers one a chance to get out of this entanglement simply by re-establishing the lost relationship between the living entity and Supreme Lord. The Lord comes personally to teach this philosophy of surrender unto the Supreme, the Sambhuta. The Sambhuta, the real service to humanity is rendered when one teaches surrender to and worship of the Supreme Lord with fully love and energy. That is the instruction of Sri Ishopanishad in this mantra. Shall I continue?
Yes, yes, yes.
The simple way to worship the Supreme Lord in this age of disturbance is to hear and chant about his great activities. The mental speculator, however, think that the activities of Lord are imaginary, therefore they refrain from hearing of them and invent say some word jugglery without any substance to divert the attention of innocent masses of people. Instead of hearing of the activities of Lord Krishna, such pseudo spiritual masters advertise themselves by inducing their followers to sing about them. In modern time, the number of such pretenders has increased considerably, and it has become a problem for the pure devotees of Lord to save masses of people from such unholy propaganda of these pretenders and pseudo incarnation.
Okay. So if you see the Guru Purnima, it will come on July. It will come in July. So Guru Purnima generally is the originally the appearance of Vyasadeva. But they they worship their Guru because they consider that Guru is non-different than Vyasadeva. But our Vaishnava way is our Guru is a representative of Vyasadeva. He is not the same as Vyasadeva. So that's why we worship our Guru on his appearance day, where we celebrate Vyasa Puja. Yeah, so that's what they promote their worship. Then rather than, again, another reason also, like Bhakti is not because their process is jnana, so they want to have some kind of bhakti, so that they tell that you should have bhakti to Guru. So that is another way also. And if you see ISKCON advertisements, no, the lordships are prominent. Then Prabhupada is prominent, and then the gurus or some devotees, whatever. So, but if you see other organizations and other people and all, so they make themselves prominent, or they make their guru prominent. Lord is in some corner, and the guru will have a big glorification of Ashtottara Shata, all these names, uh, all these things, and they will have a big halo around their head. All these things are there. And their guru also will be sitting in a big Vyasasan, or he's riding on elephant or something. You get to see these things if you attend Dindi or Kumbh Mela or something. You get to see all these things. Yeah, in these days, social media, there is some need of self-promotion, but one need to be very careful about these things. So while doing that also, one should have proper consciousness and guidance to do that. Yeah. And they think that, Krishna's, if they say that Krishna is real and all, then people will worship Krishna, they will not worship him. So that is always problem. That's all, because they have some ulterior motives. So they may concoct that Krishna is imaginary or like that. Okay. The Upanishads indirectly draw our attention.
The Upanishad indirectly draws our attention to the primeval Lord Shri Krishna, but the Bhagavad Gita, which is summary of all Upanishad, directly points to Shri Krishna.
Okay. So Upanishads, generally the main theme in Upanishads is generally about Brahman, which is the impersonal manifestation of the absolute truth. And also Upanishads talk a lot about detachment from the material world, etc. Criticizing karma kanda and demigod worship, etc. So Upanishads generally doesn't directly speak about Sri Krishna. If you see also, we saw these quotations which Prabhupada mentioned about different things. Where is this? Yeah. So here also we saw many are of Narayan things are there, than Krishna. Upanishads rarely speak about Bhagavan, and that too very, very rarely speak about Krishna. Okay, you can read from here. Therefore, one should hear about.
Therefore, one should hear about Krishna as he is by hearing from the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, and in this way, one's mind will gradually be cleansed of all contaminated things. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17 says, by hearing of activities of Lord, the devotee draws the attention of the Lord. Thus, the Lord, being situated in the heart of every living being, helps the
Helps the
helps the devotee by giving his proper direction. The Bhagavad
so
Gita
the
10.
verse is Shunvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vidyantasto hi Abhadrani Vidinoti Sukrit Satam. Okay. The Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita 10.10 confirm this. Dadami buddhi yogam tam ye mam upayanti te. The Lord's inner direction cleanse the devotee's heart of all contamination produced by the material modes of passion and ignorance. Non-devotees are under the sway of passion and ignorance. One who is in the passion cannot become detached from material hankering, and one who is in the ignorance cannot know what he is and what the Lord is. Thus, when one is in passion or ignorance, there is no chance of self-realization. However, however much one may play the part of the religionist, for a devotee, the modes of passion and ignorance are removed by the grace of the Lord. In this way, the devotee becomes situated in the quality of goodness, the sign of perfect Brahman. Anyone can qualify as a Brahmana if he follows the path of devotional service under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master.
Yeah, okay, just a minute. So yeah, the modes of passion and ignorance are still there in us also. Passion means it is symptomized by the desire for money, for opposite sex, for opulence, and the strong drive to work hard. All these things are work material, doing material things, difficult to achieve things. So that is all passion. Ignorance, yeah, there's laziness and wanting to sleep more, so lack of attention. All these things are symptoms of ignorance. So these things we should also try to consciously work on them, and we should also, if we hear regularly, so then they also get purified. So that's what, by hearing we can also come, we will also understand what all elements of passion and ignorance are there, so we can get purified by that. So that's why hearing is important. So step Shunvatah Shraddhaya Nityam. So you should hear with faith and you should hear regularly. Possible every day. Shunvatah Shraddhaya Nityam, every day, and possible all the time. So that's a progression, no? Hearing every day, then hearing a good amount of time every day. So it's a progression. Shinvata Shraddhaya Nityam Gruntaha Swachestitam. So as somebody pointed out, that we should specifically endeavor to contemplate and understand it. Grunataha Swachestitam. Then Kalene Nati Tirgena Bhagavan Vishate Kriti. Then Krishna enters the heart of such devotee. Okay, you can read Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18.
Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18 also says that Kirtana
Kirata. Okay.
Kirata Hundara Pulata
Okay.
Pulkasha.
I'll read. Okay, I'll recite. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumba Yavana Kashadaya Ye Anyecha Papa Yada Apashraya Shuddyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. Yeah. If you take shelter of one who has taken shelter of Vishnu, Apashraya Ashraya. Ashraya, one who has taken taking shelter of one who has taken shelter of Vishnu. Tasmai Shuddyanti Prabha Vishnu. Then they will all will be purified. These all are people who are very sinful, who are not in Varnashrama. Kirata Hunandra. If you go to the purport of this verse, Prabhupada explains this refers to which country and all. Okay, you can read any low-born person.
Any low-born person can be purified by the guidance of pure devotees of the Lord, for the Lord extraordinary powerful. When one attains Brahmanical qualification, he becomes happy and enthusiastic to render devotional service to the Lord. Automatically, the science of God is unveiled before him. By knowing the science of God, one gradually becomes freed from material attachment, and one's doubtful mind becomes crystal clear by the grace of Lord. One who attains this stage is a liberated soul, and one can see the Lord in every step of life. This is the perfection of Sambhava, as described in the mantras of Shri Ishopanishad.
Okay. Yeah, first getting the right knowledge, then practicing it will get purified. Then we will able to see the knowledge everywhere. Okay, so Prabhupada initially described about Asambhavat, demigod worship. Then he refuted the philosophy of Yatomat Tatopat. Then he came on about Sambhavat. Then he told how Krishna is the Supreme Lord and the benefits of hearing and all that he told. And he told how devotional service everyone can get purification by hearing and by taking shelter of the devotees. Okay, any questions on what we discussed till now? Okay, Soni Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I have a question where we
Yeah.
discussed today that Krishna says Arjun to fight, and we take it in a wrong sense sometimes that we don't have to actually fight with someone.
Hmm.
So few days back, some incidents happened where Ayodhya was being discussed everywhere. So, somewhere on the status, normally I don't look other people's status or something, but some devotee I do look at it. So, most of them were having, almost 9 people were there who were having the thoughts that Ayodhya people are wrong and they are sinful. So seniors were there. I didn't like it didn't bother me too much. But there was one young girl whom we take classes and all. So I don't know what made me comment on that. And I just told her like, don't you think that being an Ayodhya Vasi, they are already superior to us. So we don't have the right to, judge them. We don't know their situations. We have no right to comment. I just put that much comment. And on that, she replied to me, probably you don't have the philosophy. And Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita that if wrong people are doing wrong things, then we should fight for that. We should fight for good.
Okay.
So I didn't agree on that, but then again, she was like, this is Vaishnava Aparad.
Yeah.
How to deal with this kind of things? It is coming from young people. So how to deal with this kind of things?
Okay, it's a complex issue. One thing is, yes, we definitely don't.
Because it is coming from devotee, that's why I'm asking Prabhuji. I mean, it would have come from some other person, it doesn't bother me.
Correct. One thing is it's a complex thing that first is we should have the right knowledge. Now we don't know about the people in Ayodhya, what is going on in their mind. Definitely they have devotion to
One political answer, then I can answer, but I don't think this is the right.
This is not a one thing. One thing is this is not a spiritual problem. It's something political thing. Now, one thing is, see, I think somebody is muted. Somebody should be muted. There is, okay. Now it's clear. So one thing is, this is a political issue, but spirituality is dependent on religion. Means our Krishna consciousness or spirituality, Bhakti yoga. It's dependent on the Hindu dharma in one sense, and Hindu dharma is dependent on politics in some way. But now politics may change. So, and spirituality is also eternal. It's not only dependent on Hindu dharma. That without that also it can be practiced. Like Prabhupada has preached in the foreign land and all where Hindu dharma is not there, but it's possible to practice. So one should not be fully or too much disturbed by this. And this is a complex situation. Like we don't know exactly what is happening. Means who is actually wrong, because dharma is a complex thing, like whether politicians are wrong, and generally everyone is mixed. The politicians also may have their own motives, or they may have also some good intentions. The people may have devotion, but they have their own material agendas also possibly. So we need not label a person just by whom he voted. No, that is not proper. No, even if we talk about it, we cannot do something. No, we cannot influence the Ayodhya Vasis, to vote for somebody else or something. So that is up to the politicians, and they can deal with it. So that way, this is more a political issue than something that is Hindu related thing.
No, but that person is directly alleged on me that you don't know the philosophy. That is why.
One thing is,
don't we have that thing like we should tell them that the way you told today, that it doesn't mean that you have to literally fight with someone.
Okay. That's what, unless we know. We can explain that. See, whether they're really wrong and how they can be made right may not be by fighting against them. But it may be something less, like maybe providing some welfare to the people and all. You can explain, but people may something, sometimes fiery statements, they agitate people and all, they may not be in a position to hear also. We can do our best. And
They said you have done a Vaishnav Aparad, so it's okay, sorry, I beg you for forgiveness.
so,
I didn't comment it.
okay, yeah, that's also okay, taking a humble stand. But
Like, whether I have done an Aparad actually, because I
yeah,
was thinking that he's junior to me and I should tell that you should not comment on these kind of situations.
okay. Yeah, sometimes we cannot please everyone, and yeah, that is not aparad, means your intention is good, but yeah, we cannot. Sometimes even having good intentions, and we want, even though we do something good, sometimes consequence may come little different. So cannot do much about it.
Yeah.
Okay, means with such
So
people,
Prabhuji,
maybe we can avoid dealing in these matters. Something else we can do. Something. Yeah,
that is it.
yeah. Okay. Okay, someone else also has question. I think Rahul Pro has question or anything else. Okay, so now we will discuss about the exam and OBE. Okay. Okay, I will tell about shloka recitation. So we want to have it on next Sunday. We will have it online only. Okay, I will. So we will have it on the next Sunday. So can we have timing like 11 to 12 or something, or any objection? We want to have it online because we also have class on Sunday. So that will be in the evening. So is the timing okay, 11 to 12 or? Okay, so we can tell later also, but as of now, we will fix it at 11 to 12. We'll have it online. Okay, I will now explain the details of the test. Okay. So every shloka contains four marks, and translation 4 marks. So you have now, fortunately, you have only 2 shlokas. So every line of the shloka has to be recited without mistakes. Then you'll get 4 marks. If you commit in one line one mistake or more than one mistake, you will lose 1 mark. Yeah, right chanda is expected. Okay, that's okay. Then the translation of the verse also, verbatim is better if possible. Otherwise, you can paraphrase it in your own way. But you should ensure that all lines, means all the shlokas, you have to means all the 4 lines of the shloka you should cover in the translation. Should cover it. You should cover it, and you should cover it correctly. If you any mistake, then 1 mark you will lose. So like, okay, I think this is understood. You need not explain. Like Isha Vasya Idam Sarvam. So if you miss Idam, then you will lose 1 mark. Yeah? Like that. Isha Vasya Idam Sarvam. In translation, if you skip this line and you do translation for all the 3 lines, then you lose 1 mark for it. Like that. So okay. Yeah, the verses can be recited one after another, or translations, that's okay. Generally, it is good to recite verse and the translation. That will be easy. Yeah. So clue, if you want, only we will tell first 2 letters. No? If Om Purnamada, we may tell Om. That's all. Purnamada and all. That all you should remember yourself. And yeah, like 20 to 30 seconds we'll give. If you forget, then you can again try to recollect the verse, or you can go for the next verse. Okay. So yeah, because we are doing online, so you should close your eyes and recite. And And so you should, the pass percentage is 60%. 65%, I think. Yeah, I think 65. Yeah, something 65. So there are total is 16 marks. So you can afford to lose only 5 marks. Yeah, so you should get 11 out of 16. Then only you will pass. Otherwise, you have to again repeat the test. So because the shlokas numbers are less, so you can only commit very less mistakes. If shloka numbers are more, then even if you have little more mistakes, it's okay. It will get covered and you can pass. Because shlokas are only 2, so please prepare thoroughly. Now coming to OBA, I will show you the questions. What is questions? Okay. So these are the 2 questions. Maybe I'll post it in the. These are all there in the handbook. All are there in the handbook. For every unit, OBA questions are there. So you can refer in the handbook. And the link for downloading the handbook is there. You can also take printout from BVRV. That is also fine. So for the first question is, describe in your own words practical ways and the benefits therein of applying the Ishavasya principle in society in general, ISKCON, and your own life. So please pay attention, because again I will not explain. Even Shloka recitation rules also again will not explain all these things. So please pay attention. If you have missed, you can ask from some others or something. OBA also, I'm not going to explain again how to write OBA and all. So the next teachers, they will just explain some points where you can find answer. So for this question, so you can write point wise. So that will help us. That will help you also, and it will also help one who is evaluating. So it will be easy to evaluate. Okay, question is here. So the answer should be at least in 800 to 900 words. And please know that OBA, please note that OBA has the highest percentage in the evaluation. 65% of marks are for OBA. So that structure can be, there will be some introduction and then the answer for the question and then conclusion. I can show sample. Okay, sample, I'll just try to open. Okay, so this is a sample question. I'll give this format. So where you can write date of submission, name, roll number, I don't know. Yeah. And how many words you have written, that much. So this will help in easy in correction only. So answer initially there will be, okay, introduction. He has not written that. Yeah, conclusion he has written. See answers he has given, and then initially introduction and then answer and then conclusion. So for this question, so first you can have some introduction. You can explain what is Ishavasya principle. So that if you read the purport, you will understand. And it's the importance of Ishavasya principle. Around 50 words. Can be little more also, no problem. Then see, 3 things are asked in this question. So all the 3 things you should give equal justice, equal weightage of answer should go to all the 3 things. Should not be that whole answer you write about A and then B very few lines you write. Like that you will not get good marks. Okay. So like this A, B, C, 3 to 4 points. 4 points means not sentences, but you should have small paragraphs on each. Now A, practical ways of applying Ishavasya principle for society in general and benefits. So, see, Prabhupada writes this in the purport that no, the capitalists cannot curb the communists simply by political maneuvering, nor can the communists defeat the capitalists simply by fighting for stolen bread. So it goes on like this, and Prabhupada writes, thus, in order to save themselves and bring peace to the world, both parties must follow the instructions of Sri Ishopanishad. Now, because, yeah, so this is one of the benefit to save, to bring peace to the world. That is the benefit, that is what is being asked. So, but the wrong thing is, see, you should not quote from the purport as it is so many lines. What you should do is, you should write Srila Prabhupada writes. Only small thing, like only this much you have to quote from the purport. Large weightage of marks is given to your own, what you write on your own, because that shows your understanding. So this much only I am taking from the purport. Then you have to explain that. In a nation, this is just one of the ways of explaining it. In a nation, there are different groups of people with different ideas about how resources and wealth have to be distributed. For example, communists and capitalists. Because of not being God-centered, these parties perpetually fight with each other. So in order to bring peace, we should have God in center. That is what is like following the Ishavasya principle. So then there will be peace and harmony in society. Like that you can write. Like that, some more points you have to write. While applying practical ways of applying Ishavasya principle in our own life. One is like we'll start to use resources carefully. But how? You have to elaborate on that. So like that, you have to get more points under each heading and write. So yes, this is a link where there are lectures of Prabhupada and Ishopanishad. So here there are many lectures of it on Ishopanishad, Prabhupada, different verses, different mantras, different lectures are there. Transcriptions are there. So you can go through them, then you'll get some more understanding on how to answer the questions. You can also, but in the questions, you can also quote from Prabhupada lectures, apart from also purports. But other devotees lectures, you can hear these recordings, whatever, but them you cannot quote. Now, coming to second question, establish in your own words with appropriate evidence from Sri Ishopanishad verses, purports, analogies, and Prabhupada's Sri Ishopanishad lectures. The personal form of the Lord. See, exclusive. So again, the four things are asked in the question. Verse. So they want evidence from verses, purports, and analogies, and also Prabhupada's Ishopanishad lectures. So again, you can write introduction. Introduction, you can explain how understanding personal form of Lord is very important aspect of devotional service. You can write some benefits, around 50 words, a little more, also no problem. Then again, conclusion also. So hence we understand that the analogy Prabhupada emphasizes on the personal form of understanding the personal form of the Lord. Something like that, you can conclude. So verses, one of the verses like Lord walks and does not walk. This is in 5th verse. So you have to read the purport and explain this in your own words. So this much only you should quote. You should not write the entire translation. And then purports, then analogies, then points from proper lectures. So this is a point from proper lecture you can write. So Brahma Jyoti, the Mayavadi philosophers, they don't know that beyond Brahma Jyoti there is anything. Again, you should only highlight the relevant portion of the reference also. Should not quote the entire big reference to meet the criteria of the length of the answer. So that way you will not get marks. This covering is the real face of the Supreme Lord. And this you have to explain in your own words. I think somebody has to muted.
Verses, you have to write what we understand from the verse, the exact shloka.
Yeah. In your own words, you should write. You should not quote it directly from the you should not just copy paste from the text.
And not from purport, right? Because purport is next point.
Purport, see, purport also you can read, but don't copy paste from it. That is
Yeah,
the thing.
but in verses we can't write what is there in purport, right? Or
you can write, but the purport points should be more unique. They should not be similar to what you write in verses, like that.
because most of the points may be common.
The purport also explains some additional points and all.
Okay.
You can try, see, 3 and 4 is not also exact thing. Basically, you should meet the length of the answer, length expected 800 to 900 words. Okay. I'll also just show you the evaluation. Where is it?
I find it I'm writing UPSC examination.
No, this is yeah, this is what is there by ISKCON Board of Exams. So the emphasis is to test your understanding. So not memory. Memory, CBE and shloka recitation, they don't have very much, but this is important. And if you do this, it will also help in preparing for your CBE. So that benefit is also there. Where is the OB sheet? What is here? Yeah. Okay, so these are the criteria. So we give a weightage to avoiding irrelevancy and redundancy. So writing one thing again, same, to meet the maximum length of marks. So that is not appreciated. And then irrelevant points we don't want. What is asked in the question? No, there are 4 things asked. So only write those things. Don't write from some other verse or something. And using quotations appropriately. So we want relevant quotations only. So that's why don't write the entire purport. So writing other things from the purport, irrelevant quotations also comes under that. So if they are not there, then you will get full marks in this criteria. And using quotations appropriately. So relevant quotations, if you quote, then also you'll get full marks. Then word limit, then layout. Layout is the structure. Introduction is there, conclusion is there, and all these things are there. That thing. Point wise. Layout is point wise also. Because point wise, if you write, it is easy to correct. And sequential development. So one point after one point, as it is the sequence of the text, like that. So this is the ideal standard. So this is the way to get marks. What is it? Okay, so any questions? Only 2 you have to write, and you have to spend some days, 1-2 days, so that you can do it nicely.
Yeah, I have told you about my. I cannot write somebody. I need
Yeah,
somebody
you can. Yeah, someone else can write. No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And
So,
yes,
right? Not handwritten, or
it can be typed also, typed or handwritten, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay. So I will send this format once I get it on the group. So you can use this. So this will be easy to evaluate and work. So yeah, this same format you can print with question, and then you can write with pen on this. So page number all are there here. So that will help you. Okay. Okay. So okay, so thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shopnishad ki jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mati. You have some question?
Prabhuji, can you send me one more time that handbook in this group, Prabhu?
Yeah. The link is there in the description. I'll again post that link.
Okay, Prabhu. Then
Yeah.
because 2 days before my mobile got repaired, Prabhu, so that's why.
Okay, fine. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.